What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the pre-midnight version of In the Recent News, 6 Sad World, August 10th, 2013. Recently in the news, just from memory, about 3 days or so ago, in Miami, a young man killed his wife and posted a picture of the murdered victim on Facebook, and confessed that he did it and turned himself in. He said that his wife was hitting him, and I guess he just snapped. From what I gathered just from looking, and again, you can't believe everything in the news, but he posted that himself. And there was some information about some positive changes that he was trying to make in his life. He wrote some self-help books, and he was part of quite a few different things that were out there. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because a lot of us take a lot of things for granted. And sometimes we worry about things that we really shouldn't worry about, because I know that, I think this happened on Friday or Saturday. I don't remember when it was, but it was within the week. But at the time that this murder took place, maybe it was on Monday, at the time that this murder took place, I was at home lamenting, doing my little diary or whatever, not necessarily a video diary, and I had fell asleep and I had a dream. I forget what the dream was about, but sometimes we have to be thankful for wherever we are in our life, because there's someone somewhere that's going through something just absolutely horrific, and you're complaining about little things. Being 37 years old, being pretty much a loner, being kind of ostracized by almost every, almost nearly every, I'm not gonna lie, every social contact that there is to be available. Sometimes you get into that little imagination of, what if I had friends? What if, somebody loved me? There's so many people. You start looking at the other side and thinking it's so much better. There's so many people out there that have family and friends and loved ones. But when you look in the news recently, it's not always cracked up to be, you know. There's good and bad to everything. But when I see things like that, it reminds me of how fortunate I am to live the life that I live, as humble as it may be, as meager as it may be, as lacking in in social joy and excitement as it may be. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's humble. So just be thankful wherever you are in your life. There's somebody that's doing far worse off. The second story, I just happened upon this. I don't know how I happened upon it. But this is like a blast from the past. This is back in April, I think, of 2011. There was a family in Plantation. The wife was going through a divorce court hearing. The judge had ordered that her husband pay child support, which is normal. You make babies, y'all split up, you pay child support. The man walked out of the courtroom. They thought he was gone. He wasn't happy, as sometimes people are not. But he immediately walked back in and pummeled this woman within an inch of her life. Broken bones, bruises, everything. The first hit, she blacked out. There was no bailiff present. The judge was a Judge Rothschild. This is in Broward County, Plantation. Young couple. The husband was 29. They had 2 young children. And he just beat her to an inch, And, violence is a very strong topic. And we say domestic violence. And I want to take it so far as to bring domestic outside of just a traditional relationship. I've been a victim of the legal system. And me being a domicile of the U.S., that is domestic violence. Because not only was I victimized by that, but the relationships that happened as a result of that. And to this day, I still don't know if the person I thought I was dating was a member of a higher U.S. agency. I'll just put it that way. Um, and when I saw that woman beat like that, I remember him pulling me, my head cracking on the cement, and him telling me that I was lucky that he did not beat me to a pulp, and he meant it. So what that tells me is that this person is accustomed to behaving in that manner, and they don't show any remorse, and they think it's okay. So he was from Maryland, so I'm sure he left a lot of bruises back in Maryland. So I was fortunate, I just left with a bruised heart. Um, there was no bailiff in the courtroom. You think you're going to be safe. No bailiff. If it wasn't for her lawyer, he probably would have beat her to death. Third story is more recent, and this is pretty alarming for me because, again, I'm always lamenting about how, oh, I'm fat now, I'm old, and I'm ugly, and, I think back about the times when I was very attractive and people would be like, oh, you should be this and you should be that, and, this person wants to this and that and whatever, whatever. But, people that are dating celebrities and that type of thing, or lack of better word, fucking celebrities, it's not a very hard thing to do. The most recent story that I was reading, this was actually posted today by the New York Daily News. They're stating that they are, here's the article, it's from the Daily News, www.nydailynews.com/news/crime/Florida. Cops are hunting for something. I can't see the rest of the address. So basically just look up New York Daily News. The title is Cops Hunt for Foxy Female Thieves Wanted in South Florida Bling Ring. And since I'm local, I'm not saying no names, but these two young ladies, one white, the rest of them black, between the ages of 23 to maybe 30 or so. They say they're still on the loose in connection with a scheme to pick up rich men, drug them, and steal cash and jewelry. The Broward Sheriff's Office said the 25-year-old and 27-year-old have been arrested. Among Baya's alleged victims, didn't mean to say name, is New York Giants player Shawn Rogers. Now, I'm looking at the pictures of these women. To me, they're not attractive at all. They're as ugly as I am. So, like I said, it doesn't take much to hook up with somebody that has money. Just put yourself out there. And it says they're naming them the Foxy Thieves ring in South Florida, and maybe they're just saying Foxy because they hooked up with people with money. But it says Florida cops are hunting for 2 of the 4 Foxy seductresses suspected of flirting with moneyed men, drugging them, and swiping cash, guns, and high-end jewelry. To me, this sounds like probably prostitution gone wrong. And the reason I say this, like I said, being court ordered to homeless shelters and being in situations where I'm around homeless people that live those different types of lifestyles. I remember being at a homeless place one time, and there was a young lady, very attractive, maybe 23 or 24 years old, curly hair. She's mixed with Indian or something like that, somewhere in her line, as most black people are. And I heard her say, yo, I hit a lick for $800. And I didn't know what she meant. I figured, my naive self, that she meant that she received the $800. She just found a new job. She received the $800 signing bonus. What she meant was that she took some Mexican guy to a hotel. He went to take a shower. She stole $800 out of his wallet. Is what she meant. I was devastated because I had no idea. So this is what this sounds like, because they're taking them to hotels, drugging them, and taking their stuff. And it says they face grand theft charges and a bling ring spanning South Florida. There are warrants in the system, so as soon as they find out where they're located, they're going to be arrested no matter where they're at. It says one of them refers to themselves as Crystal, to an alleged victim. She was nabbed in New York and arraigned in Queens early Sunday on a fugitive warrant. Now, just for people that don't know, what fugitive basically means is that the police is looking for you. Police are looking for you. Um, it's a scarier word than it is. Basically, the police are just looking for her. You know, it's not like when you see the movie and they're running through brushes and things. But I'm at my time limit, so I'm gonna finish up on the next video.